don't have any plans to enter or exit. Still have my stop below the last the swing. So I'm just going to wait on this one.
Okay, great. Yeah, sounds good. Any feedback from the rest of the guys?
No, sounds good to me.
Good.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go through some pairs. I believe there's not much happening there. I think we're all just waiting on some pairs. So we'll just go through and have a look at quick overview of what's going on in the Forex market. So I'll do I'll probably do 3 pairs, and then Anthony, can you do, say, maybe 2 pairs, and then JP can do the rest. Is that cool?
Cool. Cool.
All right, I'll do the euro dollar. Okay, what I'll do, so use the different.
Straight up?
Sorry?
I'll do my 3 straight up if you want.
Oh, you want to do it first?
Yeah, cool. I'll do it straight up.
Okay.
Okay, you should see my screen right now. Pound yen. So I'll start off with a cross pair. So doji, indecision, stabilization. Can it be a correction, or can it be a continuation to the uptrend, to the upside? I'll leave these little comments in there for the time being, just so I can. So we've got that below there. So that's the tertiary zone. So it came down and tested prices 144.80, and now prices have moved back up to. See, that's a higher high. 147.28, 147.28, so it's even. Hasn't made a high high, but has made a high low, but currently indecision, heavily overbought, but that doesn't really mean anything. It's been like that in the past as well. A little bit of divergence here as well on the stochastics, so it could be a time to correct itself, possibly down towards this uptrend line around the 144 area before prices can just come down to test this trend line before prices moving towards the upside. On the 4-hour chart, this is a trade that we last night. So higher highs, higher lows, nice little step formation. Currently, just prices hovering around 146.80. Lower high, high low buys in control, but not real movement here at the moment. Just before the UK session, it's just prices holding around that demand area here at the moment, but overall uptrend, still buys in control. On the 1-hour chart, so that's where it is. It's just hovering around that supply level. Sorry, on the 147. Sellers are on the 1 hour, lower high, higher low though. Stochastics at the equilibrium at 50%. A little bit more room to move towards the downside around the 146.50 area before prices decide which way it's going to go. This is the trade that we had yesterday.
Okay, so what happened to your trade, by the way, JP?
Yeah. So this was the trade yesterday. This is where we all left it last night. So we had this low here, taking out that low. This one was tempting to break these 2 lows, but she didn't want to go that far. So it only went down as far as 144.94. So that's all I wanted to do. More or less. So a little bit oversold, and then the next minute, the buyers took over around 7 o'clock, and I guess this is in anticipation for the pound report that came out as well. So stuck to the plan that we set, and the prices, as you can see, clearly moved on to higher prices, bit of retracement, and then it came right back up to 1.7. So close a violation of the downtrend line, which is exactly what I did. As soon as the prices got to around this area, which was obviously a big bullish bar, I exited. There's no point holding on, and overall trend was up, even on a larger time frame. So capital preservation and also tiny profit. I closed it there. So it negated anything else. So closed the 2/3, or even leave the others to rise. So I'm happy that I followed the plan. Unhappy that I didn't get to the target level, especially when it got so close. But if I had to do this trade again, I probably would have taken it just under this low as well. So probably, I don't know, maybe stretched it a little bit too far. I didn't want to give any more than I wanted to give. I mean, even on the close of this bar, I should have noticed that I didn't want to play any bit more. Just take it out at that level. But all in all, it was a good trade, even though it wasn't as successful as I wanted it to be. Considering I followed the plan, I'm very, very pleased.
And what other ways can you what can you do to be more objective with your profit taking, maybe like next time?
I thought we were, in terms of, I think we set the fibs quite well.
Can you please draw your fib on this one? I think we've spotted it on the 4-hour chart, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember. So just bear with me, I've got a 4-hour chart. I think it was there. I think it was there. I don't think it was.
It's a bit too low, so I think the fib was a bit higher. So the first one is yes, it was about there because we had ours at 145. So it was 145.42, and 145 was the other one. Yours was a little bit lower. Yeah. I think you did 144.98. Is that what you, or 99 or something like that? Didn't quite get there, so yeah.
But even yeah, we could have used the fibs a little bit better, but also just the current price action, just reading it a bit better. I mean, it was clear when it closed at this stage that it didn't want to go any further. It wasn't going to give in any more. So you know, like I know it tests shadows, but it's just sometimes it's not a perfect science. It tests all the shadow. I just wanted to give that much. So even if I didn't take it at 145, I should have taken it at the close, which is 144.6. So in hindsight, I would have just taken the money and run. Considering it was an uptrend, you could probably argue it was oversold at one point. So, and that would have been a nice demand level there as well, around 145 anyway. So,
what did you set your yeah. What did you set your target last night?
144.89, I believe. So it got down as far as 144.94. So close yet so far, and then it just took it all away. So, but Plan B was intact, which was to cut the loss or cut the risk as much as possible, and it worked because that would have. I think the stock was up around here, 146 or so. So yeah, it all ended well, but not as good as what can be. But learning was just to take profits a little bit better, and not to take too much. I mean, if it's only going to give you so much, then just take it. Don't try and squeeze it too much.
Okay, well, that's really good. And what other alternative can you do as well to maybe hop into this trade when you see the violation of the trade?
Well, no, it's an overall uptrend. This was actually a nice little void pattern, and it broke it quite significantly. So maybe that could have gone long at this point in time, 145.83, as the board just took right over and sort of just traded it probably to, I mean, that's a nice supply level. Probably rebounded back down. You see even at 146.50. I mean, that's still 60 odd pips, so that would have been a nice trade. So in hindsight, once again, I mean, that took out 1, 2, 3, a mountain of prices in one go. And like we spoke about it before, how news affects prices, and this was obviously in effect for that report. So they obviously positioning themselves quite well here. So next time I'll probably go along at this point to the upside. I mean, not just because of the news factor, because of broken a downtrend line, overall uptrend, buyers in control, higher highs, higher lows, oversold, and all the moons sort of lined up with that. So I should have went along at that point as well. Excellent.
Yeah, with this trade as well yesterday when the trigger got taken for the short position, I already saw it that the buyers were very strong and went to so that's the 1 hour chart, saw the break in the downtrend line, actually bought in and went with the trend, so actually caught the upswing as well to the upside, and I'm actually still in the trade. Because still on an uptrend quite strong, although I'm already looking at closing it because it's at the supply level this stage. So with what I've learned so far, like with the Word document that I've put together with the what I learned last month, I'm trying to put it into action now because it's quite important that at this level we take action straight away, and then if we see things reacting straight away is very, very important as well. So, so just keep practicing, and it will be good in the long run. Once you see something like that, automatic, you'll just go in without any thinking further, and then just take more profit and be more abundant that way.
Okay.
Any other feedback from Ray, from Anthony?
No, keep going, guys. Keep it up.
Okay, great. So let's just move to the next one. I think that's quite excellent. Great analysis and great learning.
Okay, let's do something a little bit different. Let's do the pound dollar. Sellers, lower high, not lower low just yet, but still momentum to the downside. So it's had lower highs, lower lows in the trend. Berries 3, big push by the bulls, tried to correct itself, and now it's more to the downside. It's just about to touch this uptrend line that I have as well. So that's almost coming up to either probably going to rebound at this point or continue on to the downside just to come down and test the 154 area. So it's around 200 pips to the downside. It does in fact break this. A bit of divergence on the stochastics as well, but with sellers in control with such dominant candles and momentum, and lots of probability that he's going to continue more to the downside for the pound. On the 4 hour chart. Yeah, as you can clearly see, it's lower highs, lower lows. Big push by the sellers, it corrects itself, and then the sellers coming once again to force prices even lower. There's a divergence as well, so it might be a short-term trade to the upside, just how it corrects itself before prices continue on to the downside in line with the overall trend. On the 1 hour chart, yeah, there you go. So it's trying to correct itself, hit the levels of supply. Someone's come in and drove it right down. Now it's just stabilising around this area at 156.45 with that in 10. So it has crossed over. So potentially it could be a little bit of move to the upside. It has to break 156.63 first. That's 20 pips before it can possibly test around the 157 area. That's some far away, so 156.95 if it does correct itself before prices decide which way it's going to go, more to the downside. So not looking good for the pound dollar just yet. Any questions for the pound?
No questions.
I have a question. So if you were to trade this retracement, it's actually kind of a general question, but seeing as if you were to trade the retracement to the upside, where would you set your stop at?
What's your intention for this trade? Is this more?
Yeah, just for this. I suppose it would be a day trade for the hourly chart.
You would set it at the previous low. So the low is the high, the low. So where it crosses at 156.46, and the low of this candle is 156.29.
Okay,
so once it breaks that low,
sorry,
then also continue on further down.
Okay, understood.
Because the trend is down, obviously, so we've kind of been down as stabilization, correction, and then correction could either be up to the 56.95, or could just this could be the correction.
Okay.
Prices move.
What about on the daily chart? If you were to trade it, just say if you were to take a look at it, and it looks like we're about to hit a trend line right now, and basically we're going to be trading. I mean, if we were to enter this trade, it would be opposite of the trend. Where would you set your stop?
Well, we have to set, because it's I'm presuming it's a swing trade, so I put the stop at the previous swing, which would be the previous low, so that's at 154.93.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it does break this trend, and obviously we are going to make further lows because it has broken that trend line, that uptrend, so it will come down to test around the 54.91 area, around that line. So you don't have to take the stop at that point. You can close it once it breaks that. If you see a big red bar, because what's the probability that it's going to have further momentum to the downside.
Right.
Test those lows. But the initial stop, I will put it there at 54. What is that low properly? 54.89.
Cool. That answers all my questions. Thank you.
Okay, just on the note, on the point where your question, Anthony, regarding the 1 hour chart. Now, if you are looking at the 1 hour chart, is your intention to day trade or to momentum trade this?
Sell it.
It would be to day trade it.
Okay, so because if you were going to day trade this, your the focus should be on the 4 hour chart. So if your focus is on the 1 hour chart, that's more of a momentum trade, and the fib would then be a bit lower. So JP, if you draw your fib objectively from the last high to the low,
it would be the third candle right there.
Yeah, that's that one. Yeah, so that will be your momentum targets. And then if you were going to day trade this, then we can go to the 4 hour chart. Because since it's on a downtrend, momentum trading, this would probably be the best bet for the retracement. And then you would then trade it to the continuation of the downtrend on the longer time frames.
Right.
Okay. So if this was on a 4 hour chart day trade, then that would be your targets for the day trade, just to touch probably the 8 and the 10 for that retracement if it does want to. But at the moment, sellers are very much in control.
Right.
Any other questions?
No, that was very helpful. Thank you.
No worries. Any feedback, Ray?
No, keep it up, guys.
Okay, excellent. Next one, JP.
Next one, roll the dice. Let's do Euro. No, I did a cross pair. Let's do dollar Swiss. So dollar Swiss, oversold, crossed over, pushing up to the upside. We had a nice doji to the downside. Prices came back up. 2 indecision bars after that, and now prices and buyers moving into push prices up to around the 91.16. There's a nice little supply level that it's been to before recently. Prices just creeping up to there, and also the 8 and the 10. So could this be the correction to the 8 and the 10 before prices continue back down to form a new lower low, or is it going to break to the upside and come and test around the next supply level around the 92.18 level? But looking good on the dollar Swiss to go more to the upside. On the 4 hour chart, and then we can clearly see buyers are definitely in control now. It had a nice stabilization, came down, formed a higher low, and prices are really moving now, breaking that supply level and now pushing more towards the upside. So buyers are definitely controlling the foyer. And on the lower time frame, big push up over the last hour. So it's creeping up in the last few hours, and now it's definitely moved up. Buyers definitely control higher highs, higher lows, breaking that supply level, so more to the upside. Dollar Swiss. So push, correction, and more to the upside. So the dollar Swiss seeking higher prices at the moment. Very nice. Any questions for the dollar Swiss?
No, actually, while you guys were talking, just basically started trading. Yeah, keep it up.
Okay,
How many have you done? Three.
Three.
Do you want to do one more? Do you want to do one more?
Sure, I'll do the Aussie dollar. Oh, Aussie dollar. So, Aussie dollar sellers are definitely in control on 33, 35, lower highs, lower lows. The level of supply tried to correct itself, and now sellers have moved back down, taking out the lows, 103.40, and coming down to test the next lower end stage around the 102.90 now. So that's the trend line that I had. It's been broken. So looking to form a new base at the next demand level before prices decide which way it's going to go. Yet to create another high low or a lower high in this formation right now. But since it's broken that line, it's very, very weak for the Australian dollar now. So 133.37 to 102.80, so it still has about 50, 60 odd pips to go before it comes down to test. Definitely sellers in control now. The 4 hour. You can see lower highs, lower lows, and now big down. That's that breaking that trend line. Now sellers try to correct itself, but then now sellers again pushing prices much, much lower now with some momentum now as well. On the 1 hour chart, and then we can see, so we had the lower highs, lower lows, corrected itself. Sellers came in, pushed it right down at 11 o'clock today in Australian session. Stabilisation, and now the sellers have taken back over again. Heavily oversold, so it might be a short-term retracement to form the high low, and then prices to continue down in line with the break of the trend on the daily chart. So if it does impact retrace 103.57, which is probably just the 8 and the 10, very similar to the pound dollar, and then prices have moved back down overall with the sellers in control. Any questions with the Aussie dollar?
No questions. Yeah, it's quite weak now.
Yeah, no questions.
Good one, Ray. Oh, very good again.
Thank you, sir.
Very good. Alrighty, and that's the four.
Any questions, Anthony?
No questions.
Are you in any trades at the moment that you'd like to go over and you've got issues or questions about it?
No, just I'm only in the dollar CAD right now.
Dollar CAD. Okay.
Yeah.
No worries. Should I go through, say, 3 pairs as well, Anthony?
Sure.
Before we go, JP, is there anything that you will recommend from the pairs that you've analyzed today?
Not yet. I'd wait now. Things have sort of moved. The dollar Swiss has moved. Aussie's moved. Pounds sort of just retracing a little bit. Have a look at my daily chart again. It was a doji, so I'd probably wait. It's looking good now, but I'll probably wait for that to close at the end of the day before I do anything with this one. But it's sizing out quite nicely. Yeah, but just not yet.
Okay, great. No worries. Okay, so Reg, are you able to pass it on to Anthony, please? Because I can't pass the screen to Anthony. Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Okay, we haven't done the Kiwi yet, right?
don't think so. Have we done the Kiwi? We didn't do that.
Okay, let me take a look at what's going on here. To draw a monthly uptrend line. I don't think there is a value in drawing a downtrend for the month unless we do that. Moving down to the daily chart, or I'm sorry, the weekly. See what's going on in the week right now, or last week essentially. Last week, buyers in control. I guess it's currently testing this demand level, supply level, and looks to be trying to break this monthly downtrend on the weekly chart. You draw the weekly supply levels, that significant levels right here, and we'll just do this one and perhaps here, and last week's low. Whoops. So daily chart, see what's going on over here. Daily chart, currently the sellers are in control. Yesterday, basically, were kind of a slight indecision. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. This daily chart, 6 months. Overall, uptrend on the daily chart. Movement of the secondary uptrend will look as something like this, or arguably it could be here. Put it there, and then we can draw another one that could look like this. I think we'll stick with the my first line since still needs to test it. Right now, it just formed a new high at I believe it was yesterday, or on Monday. It would be on Monday. It formed a new high, or I'm sorry, what day is this? Moving to the 4th, so yesterday. Formed a new high yesterday. Currently at a level of demand. Sellers are in control, but technically it did break a downtrend, so overall movement will continue to the upside. May have a chance to trade this as a retracement. On the daily chart, it would look something like this. It would look like the fib levels will look like this. So we'll take a closer look at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart looks like it already touched the 38 level, 38.2 level. Retrace down. Currently, sellers are in control. On 4-hour chart, it's going to have to test this one again, and it might continue to be upside, or might go down to this demand level at the 83.99 level. But likelihood that it's going to continue to be upside is pretty good. Hourly chart. Hourly chart, sellers are currently in control and looks to be wanting to, well, current bar is at an indecision. There is a probability that it might want to continue the upside from here. Any questions on the Kiwi
No questions. This is actually very good.
Okay, so I think the plan for this one will be taking a look at the 4-hour chart. Be a good time, maybe I'll set up a mechanical order around here at the 38% level and then trade it to the upside and try to catch this supply level right here at the 84.95. So that should be about, if I were to set it around here, about 70 pips to the upside. Okay.
Okay, so any day trade?
It would be a 4-hour chart. Yeah, I suppose it would be a day trade. It doesn't want to break this level right here. But I'd set my my entry. Actually, we'll take a look at a couple more pairs before I decide if I find this trade attractive enough. Okay, so we've done the Kiwi, we've done the Aussie, we've done the Swiss. Did we do the dollar yen yet?
No, I don't think so.
Sure. I'll take a look at this one. Okay. Monthly charts. What happened last month? Okay, so continuation of the bullish uptrend of the month. So dollar yen is very, very strong. Broke through last month. Wow, even within the last it was first week of the month, broke through the primary downtrend on the monthly chart, moving down to the weekly, and bulls are very much in control. Weekly chart. Oh, interesting. It shows up that way. Weekly chart, still continuation of the bullish movement. No signs of slowing down either. It was a gap in January, a little bit earlier. But I don't know how useful it would be to draw the uptrend at the moment. It would look something like this. So the lowest point, I believe, is here. Then it would be there. Continues to obey that. Technically, the next one would be here, like this. But definitely be useful to draw another one that goes like that. And even then, we'll have to move down to the daily chart. How about I draw the demand level for the weekly chart? Significant level is going to be here back in 2010, right there. And if you wanted to broke through that fairly significant supply and demand level right there. Moving down to the daily, what we have going on here. Daily looks to be continuation of the uptrend. The buyers are still in control. Movement is going to continue. Looks like to this 94.99.7 level, highly likely. Take a look at the 4-hour chart, see what exactly is going on. Actually, let's draw the uptrend line on the daily chart. I believe it will be useful to do that. So the one that we actually care about. Okay, there's one right there. Just continuing to obey that one. Swing low. Could be there too. That's not useful. Yeah, it's a very strong bullish movement. Still continuing the upside. On the 4-hour chart, price is at, buyers are in control current bar. it went to the, can't see this real quickly, is up to the 94.81 level, and then pushed down a little bit, but buyers are still in control. Movement to the upside is likely. Broke through this actually fairly significant weekly supply level. It looks to continue to the upside. Hourly chart, sellers are currently in control at current hour, so continuation to the upside is highly likely. Any questions on the dollar-yen?
No questions.
So yeah, for this one, my recommendation is not to trade the daily chart, but you may want to consider the momentum movement on the hourly. Seems appropriate for this one. You could even try to target this 94.92 level, 99.2 level. Set the stop right here at the last swing low at the 93.46.7. Seems appropriate to me. So see what the movement would be if we were to go in now. It could be 40 pips to the downside, and if we were to be a little bit conservative, be 100 pips to the upside, close roughly, to get to the next level of supply on the daily chart. I'm sorry, the hourly chart for the dollar-yen. So that's the dollar-yen, New Zealand dollar. What else could we do? We've done the Swiss. We've done the euro-yen. Did we do the pound-yen or the euro-pound? How about we do the euro-pound?
Yeah.
Yeah, you pound it, euro-pound.
Remove all elements. Looking at last month, very strong bullish candle on the euro-pound. 10 years worth of data. Go. So downtrend line has been breached, or actually not yet, but looks to be currently it's reached the downtrend line on the monthly chart. So primary uptrend line, downtrend line is being tested right now. Extend line to the end. That's going to be our primary uptrend. Secondary uptrend could be like this. Seems to be obeying that one. Moving down to the weekly chart. Weekly chart current bar is at with sellers in control, long shadow to the downside. Basically, technically it did breach this downtrend line. So right now the sellers are in control, movement to the downside. I'll draw my supply and demand levels for the weekly chart. Could be like this. There's a significant one right there. And to the downside, I believe this will be the next major one. Also, it's an interesting one right there, and this is a weaker level right there. Moving down to the daily chart. Daily chart, 6 months. Here we go. Daily chart, we're currently in an uptrend. Taking a look at the downtrend line, that's the last one. Been breached for a while, so there's no use for that one. Current bar is with the sellers are in control. Previous 4 days, it's been very volatile, moving up and down and up. Current bar is with the sellers in control. Looks to be looks like the market is basically fighting itself and trying to decide if it wants to break through this uptrend or continue to the downside. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, we're looking at a downtrend at the moment. Price is currently at a level of supply. Go like that. And uptrend on the 4-hour chart might look something like this. So this is going to be interesting. If we were to take a look at the fibs here, is definitely going to have to retrace back to the 38% level right here. And yeah, I mean, for the euro pound, it's basically testing the uptrend line. My viewpoint is that it's breached it already, so there's a likelihood that it's going to go up, but the market's going to have to make a decision very soon on this one, so this will be one to watch. Any questions on the euro pound?
Okay, cool. No questions. Any feedback for Anthony, please, JP and Ray?
No, I think he did.
Great. I can put a trade in, man. That's the only way for us to find out.
Sure.
So you chose
looking to trade the euro pound and the dollar Swiss.
Okay, true.
I think
choose one.
Dollar Swiss, and then I'll trade the. I think the Kiwi makes a little bit more sense to me, so I'll trade the Kiwi. I'll try to catch the trade down here and then trade it to the upside.
Okay, let's stop through there. Right, when you say I think, right, it doesn't sound very confident to me when you say I think I should go through here and there. Now, let's go through similar to what we did pretty much yesterday with Ann and JP. What is really the plan? What would be the actual plan itself? Are you hopping in for the sake of hopping in because I told you so, or is it because you have a clear, solid plan on what you really want to do?
I think I'll have a solid plan to go in.
Long or short?
I'm gonna go long on the Kiwi on the 4-hour chart. Once the price comes down to this level, a little bit closer to the 38%, I'll set my stop a little bit below this the last low, and if it goes up, then I'll target the high.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is it going to be a mechanical order or a manual order?
This will be a mechanical order.
Okay, perfect. Hey, that's all I need to know. All right, for JPNN, what else do you think? Are you happy with the plan?
That's only about
For this
trade or for any trade?
For this trade, what he's going to do now, are you happy with the plan that he's about to do?
Didn't he look at?
Okay, so your intention was to the day trade or it's a momentum trade?
This will be a day trade.
Day trade.
So I'm looking to, well, it would be appropriate for me to go in pretty soon. So after we close up, I'll enter here, and then I'm going to set my stop a little bit below this low, and then catch it, target this high right here.
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
JP?
No, I'm pretty happy with that as well. Yeah.
All right, sweet.
Cool. Time to go in for me then.
Okay, Ann and JP, do you guys have a trade that you want to go in or think it's worth going into?
Euro, Euro yen. It's early in the day yet. However, I want to wait during the US session. Looks like it's showing some weakness now, but the stop will be based on the weekly, because on the daily there's actually nowhere to base the stop, so we'll have to look at the weekly for the stop. Can you minimize it a little bit? Yeah. Can you please find the next supply level, next highest high?
There.
That's too far, so just
Swing. There and there. Or
anywhere
here.
lower? Okay.
Here and here.
Okay, so that's how...
Weekly, let's get a closer look. So it's testing that level right now.
So what's the next one? The price? It's 129.06.
06.
Okay. So that will be where the stop would, my stop would be, based on the weekly, if I would go in short. Nice doji as well on the weekly.
Interesting.
Although it's still early during the week.
Right.
And my plan is to put a small position to test.
This is meaningless right now. Cool.
Oh, it's actually useful. So, but yes, it is meaningless at the moment because the high is not formed yet. JP, any feedback on that?
No, I agree. I sort of like your rating as well. Starting to move right now, actually.
Ray, any feedback? No, I started shorting the pound against the yen, 146.71 as an entry, 147.32. Actually, I decreased now the stop to 147.04. Original stop was 147.32. Just gonna be a quick one, so
you say the pound yen?
Yeah, the pound yen. I'm gonna get taken in the next less than 10 pips actually. Net limit is 146.47. That's pretty much that's still the profit limit. And shorted the Dow. I'm not convinced that it might go beyond 14 something where I want it to go. The reason why I'm not convinced with your Kiwi dollar, Anthony, is because of the trend. Mm-hmm. So the odds and probability you will lose is highly probable.
I see. So it looks to me that it breached it, I guess, because I based this trend on, I believe it was the weekly. Actually, it'll be the monthly trend, downtrend, mm-hmm. and it breached it. So, I guess that's one thing I'm kind of struggling with. is even if it comes up a little bit, right? I mean, that's still, like, at what point do you kind of decide, or would you tell yourself that it's it's forming a new trend, because it's it has a new high and it breached the this downtrend. So, I mean, is that not a signal that the trend is going in that direction to the upside?
Okay, I want to hear some answers on this one. Let's start from you, and what would you say based on Anthony's question?
Double check too.
Can you go back to? So which screens were you focusing on? Are you focusing on the weekly or the daily, the monthly?
It was the 4-hour chart, but this downtrend, it was it the daily? No, it was the higher time frame than that. It was, there we go. It was a weekly downtrend. So from here to there, I drew it, and then.
Okay, can you maximize it so I can see it clearly, please?
There we go.
Okay. Yep. Okay, so you saw a breakout of the downtrend line.
Right. I could
and
do this too. Let's see. Yeah, so I saw a breakout of the downtrend line, and so last week it breached it, and then the last high, it broke through the last demand level. I'm sorry, supply level, and yeah, now it's going back down below the downtrend.
Okay, so your question is you're finding it difficult when to go in for the continuation of the trend, or you're trading it for the correction of the trend?
No, I'm asking when the price is nearing a trend, like say this downtrend right now, and I believe the pound dollar also is in kind of a similar situation right now, where it's pretty close to I think on a higher time frame, it broke through the uptrend.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do you decide that it broke through the trend and new trend is forming? Because yeah, I think that's something that I'm kind of seeing that I'm having a hard time, I guess, kind of deciding if it's worth to trade in a certain direction once it gets to around here. Because I mean, typically, ideally, the scenario would be that if the price would move and just perfectly touch the downtrend, and perhaps there's a demand or a supply level there, and then it'll reverse and continue to follow the trend, the primary and the primary uptrend and downtrend. But right now, it kind of on the weekly chart it breached it, and then right now the sellers are in control. And in this scenario, I guess this scenario in particular is kind of interesting to me because we have a new high now, and the uptrend is continuing. Okay.
For me, if I saw this and I can see that it's on an uptrend, and also what I can see at the moment is just that this week alone it already created a new higher high compared to the previous highs. So there could be a continuation of the uptrend. However, what you need to understand is that chart doesn't go in a straight line. They correct itself. So at the moment, what we can see is that this pair is correcting itself, and I would focus on the daily chart since I'm a swing trader. My focus then will be on the daily chart to see what it's doing on the daily chart. So my understanding with this one here is that if you look at it, what's today? Wednesday. Today's candle is bearish. Yesterday was bullish. The one before was a bit of a strange one because there was a gap up and then closed as a bearish candle. However, it created higher highs, higher lows within those 3 candles right there, and then it closes a correction candle, and then it's still correcting itself at the moment. To trade this on the continuation, I would go and I would wait for a stabilization point, and then once it stabilizes at a certain demand level, then and shows a higher higher low, then I wouldn't hesitate to go to the continuation of the trend.
I see.
Because it's on an uptrend.
So Reynaldo, I guess if I were to redo this plan, we have a significant weekly level that was at the 83, 87 level, and it seems to be in line with the 50% on the fibs here. So how about I set a mechanical order for here, and then try to go long on this one. Now it'll be a small entry because it could continue to the downside.
All right. Before I answer that question, let's start from you, JP. What will be your answer be based on Anthony's question?
Just repeat that question, mate.
Yeah. So instead of going in on the 4-hour chart, since prices, I mean overall downtrend, but the price is still moving. I was just reevaluating my decision, and I think it seems preferable to set a mechanical order at the 50% level, since that seems to be very close with the weekly supply and demand level from way back when. And even on this daily chart, we have a point right there that seems almost in line with the 50. So I'll set a mechanical order for this 50% to go long. And it'll be enough where if I lose, it continues to the downside here, I wouldn't be too upset about it, and then I'll be looking to go long by setting an entry right here.
What happens if it doesn't retrace to 50%?
If it doesn't retrace, then I wouldn't be upset because I didn't get into the trade.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to give that one a shot. And I've also, yeah, so the pound dollar too. Yeah. Confusing. I need to take another look at this one later. Anything else from you guys?
All right, let's go back to the Kiwi dollar, please. All right, so Anne says to reformat, to rethink about the entry. And JP, what was your response again, please?
He had said that.
His entry. One's if it doesn't go down to 50% at all. One's if that's the demand or as far as it's going to retrace.
All right, cool. Sorry, and then Anne's one was a...
I'll wait for a stabilization. Like so at the moment, sales is in control. I would wait for a higher low, a set of candles before I go in long, because at the moment just sellers, they could still retrace further to the 50%.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the candles, there's 3 candles that's already forming lower highs, lower lows as well, and still sellers in control. So I'd like to see more buyers, really.
All right, now okay, cool. To answer your question, bingo, sweet. I'm sorry. All right, sorry, to answer your question is, now you look into the weekly chart, right, and then basically the argument was, but it did break the primary downtrend. Okay, great. Yeah, it did break the primary downtrend, but does the market form, basically does it go up in a straight line?
No, it doesn't.
No, even though it's a new higher high, then absolutely a new higher low will basically form, which we all agreed into that. Part of that as well is, yeah, if it's going to create a new higher low, if you're going to enter it right now, odds and probability you will lose based on the stop loss and you got to put it in is highly probable. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the week is too far ahead. It is, the always analogy that I use is basically playing golf. If your ball or the distance from where you're about to hit your ball all the way to the flag or to the hole is about, say, 150 yards, and that will take a week in order to get there if you're using a putter, right? But it'll take time in order to get there. But you need to use the right club in order for you to hit the ball, to get the ball closer to the flag or to the hole. So now, if you're using a putter, that's pretty much like you're scalping. It will take ages, just in and out, pretty much in there. But what you need is a real tool for the intent of the trade is using pretty much probably a wood or, I don't know, something that would hit about 150 yards at least to get from the ball to the hole. So the intent is so important from what basically JPNN was basically stating. Yeah, you can put a mechanical order around the 50% at 83.92. It can get there. It will take you definitely no problem just from what we're looking at it. But the question is, if you're going to put it right there and you're going to put the mechanical order at 83.92, where will be now your stop?
It would be down here where I drew the fib at the last low at the 82.97.
Perfect. So then maybe perhaps then that maybe if you wait till tomorrow and see where the price is at, and if a real clear confirmation that sellers are in control and that the probability that the price will go to 83.92 is highly probable, the next better bet of you buying it is about at 83.69, another 30 pips, pretty much another, 60 pips, 50 pips from the current price.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting much better deal, lower risk, with a higher probability that it might come up. So in other words, if I am Anthony at the moment, then I won't do anything. I will wait.
We'll wait. Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll wait for this one, and then I believe it was the dollar Swiss. I decided to go long on this one, so I'm pretty
perfect. Dollar Swiss is a better bet, and the reason why? Because the movement just began. The movement already began 2 days ago, right? So this is a much better bet of buying. Matter of fact, we looked at this pretty much in the afternoon, and we all stated that the probability that this will go up is highly probable, aside from the pound, the euro against the yen, and looking at it pretty much very closely. So that is also my trade, my bet. The pound yen pretty much taken very, very quickly. Just in and out. Let me just quickly have a look. Yeah, it's just a quick one. I know it's just very volatile, pretty much in an uptrend, and yeah, just a quick trade, pretty much. All right. So, yeah, it all depends on what the intention is and what you really want to do with trading. Okay, other than that, everybody did a good job, I reckon. And since it's your class today, what do you think?
Yes, everyone did a good job. My only observation with Anthony is that you still need to draw your trend lines more objectively. You can see that you're a bit struggling, especially with the dollar-yen in drawing. Now, there's going to be levels because it just went up considerably. However, they're still important because if one layer has been broken, then it has to go to the next layer. So you still need to practice on your trend lines. That's all I can observe.
Cool.
But apart from that, your analysis is much better since you started. It's awesome.
Thank you. Cool. I need to actually get going soon. So I'm in the dollar Swiss trade, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow, and we'll take a look at the Kiwi again.
Nice. All right, guys. Awesome. That is it as well for me. Well done, JP. Well done, Anne. Well done, Anthony. See you guys tomorrow.
Oh, Reynaldo, what did you want to do for tomorrow, by the way?
I don't know, mate. I'm waiting for you guys.
I'm open for meeting at 4 something again online. I'll send an email out with Letha, and then I'll call her in the morning and see what she wants to do. If she's okay with that.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Remember, I made a conversation with you last week and the week before. You have to let me know in advance. I booked the conference room anyway, just in case, but it was 5:30 till 6:30. Yeah, you have to, guys. You have to let me know.
All right, cool.
Alrighty, not a problem. Alright, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Ciao.